All right. Beneil Dariush. He has been on quite the legendary run. Until he fought Charles Oliveira, the fight was going his way. Kind of. It was just very edging out Oliveira through the first round where I thought that, is this the end for Oliveira? But Oliveira catches him with I think it was a head kick, I believe, and the whole thing unraveled. But it was a really good strike, and then it ended up being a knockout on Beneil's record, and then he fought Arman Tsarukyan, and then same thing, Arman comes out hungry and puts another statement. And how softened up is Beneil Dariush? We're going to really see that tested because out of all the people, he's going up against Renato Moicano. The same guy who is facing Benoit Saint-Denis, who I said, Benoit, I hope he wins, but Renato has this momentum to him and this aura about him where I'm looking at the same thing. I wouldn't mind Beneil Dariush winning, but if he loses to Moicano, I'm not surprised. Moicano has done such an amazing job for himself as far as lightweight goes. Now, he's hit some pit stops here and there, but to see him on the tear he's been on, you can't help but root for the guy. And Beneil, let's say he is finally reaching that point where his body's not doing what his mind wants him to do. He's getting older. He's been in the UFC a long time, and he's had some amazing moments. Everyone remembers the Drakkar Klaus fight where he came back, and then he continued to go for the rankings, and he continued to show what he was made out of. And then he went against Tony Ferguson, who obviously, was kind of softened up himself. But when he went for Tony Ferguson, he dominated that fight. It just seemed like Beneil Dariush was, he was on one until he wasn't anymore. And even if he loses, I think he's got nothing to prove. But I think that's the thing is even if he loses, he can get away from the sport and style. And obviously, I would like to see Renato Moicano win just because he would be a good matchup for either, Paddy the Baddy or Michael Chandler, depending on who he wants to face down, whether it's whoever wins or loses. Now, obviously, I think Paddy could possibly win that fight. So if Paddy wins and Renato Moicano wins, that's a good title eliminator in the future. And that jiu-jitsu on jiu-jitsu style, that's going to be interesting, but I feel like anyone with a jiu-jitsu style might not touch that title just because of Islam Makhachev's heavy sambo style. And then even if Arman Tsarukyan gets the title, we're going to see Arman Tsarukyan prove that he's very effective. Not as effective against Oliveira, but he is still very effective against jiu-jitsu guys. So, I think that are any of these guys going to touch the belts like I just mentioned in the future? I don't know. I think lightweight is dominated by a lot of strikers with top-heavy grappling power, where jiu-jitsu just seems like Oliveira was that last shine it's going to have for a while. But, I'm thinking a little too far ahead because we got to focus on the two guys in this fight, Renato Moicano versus Beneil Dariush. If you're going to ask me, I think Renato Moicano is going to come out on top on this one. But it's only by a slight favorite, probably minus 100. Beneil probably plus 100 underdog because, he might be fighting a third time after two losses, but he lost to Oliveira and Tsarukyan. And those guys are a lot better than Renato Moicano for what I'm seeing. I'm saying if Renato Moicano finishes this in the first round also, then Renato is way better than we actually thought. Because I think that Beneil Dariush is not going to be as easy of a stepping stone as anyone who wants to underestimate him thinks. But that's what I got to say. Good luck to Beneil Dariush. I won't mind seeing a resurgence. But, that Renato Moicano momentum, it is catching up on the division. So we'll see where this goes. But cheers. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.